Good evening and welcome to episode 4 of Sorgi and Friends. I'm Anthony Sorgi, and tonight we have a very special episode for you all. Before we get to our guests, let me welcome my co-hosts. First, the president of Carroll Sports Media, Nick Mastropolito, and second, the co-president of WSJP, Ryan Sullivan. Welcome on, guys.
How we doing?
I was just here like a couple hours ago.
He was.
And
I'm back. I don't have my sunglasses, and I actually don't even know where they went. But I still hold that celebrity status. I don't know if the whole town's talking about me, but we're here. It's good to be. It's here. Good to be here.
Okay, well, let's go to our guests now. First, below me, a graduate of St. Joseph's Preparatory School, a 3-time first-team All-Catholic player for the Hawks, a part of Kairos 190, and now the future of the Flyers program in beautiful Dayton, Ohio, the pride of Gladwin, PA, Jaron McKie.
Appreciate it. Happy to be here.
And next to him there on the bottom of your screen, we also have another graduate of St. Joseph's Preparatory School, second-team All-Catholic guard at the Prep, a member of Improv Club, part of Kairos 190, voted by the class of 2025 most talkative, funniest, and the class clown, the former vice president of student council at the Prep, the pride of Manayunk, the Big O, the point god, Olin Chamberlain.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay. Before we get to asking you guys questions, Ryan, breaking news out of High School Football America, ranking St. Joseph's Prep at number 7 in the country. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, first thing, it's great to have Olin and Jaron back on. Vibes, they talked a lot of times, and great to have them on. Ask them a few questions about their futures and the past as well, and also a bit of other news. St. Joe's Prep playing in some tournament for lacrosse, going 7-0. I won't bring up any. I won't bring up any roster news, anything like that. But Coach Pritzker did a great job at this off season. But nonetheless, getting into St. Joe's Prep football was what everybody wants to discuss. I mean, there's no surprise in my opinion. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This team has the opportunity to be the best St. Joe's Prep football team of all time. I think if you're looking right now, you have Charlie Falk, who in my opinion is the best quarterback in the PCL. Kyan Billups, just had 1,000 yards last season. The offensive line, whoever is starting, is going to be, very experienced there. You obviously have the receivers. You have Jet Harrison. You have Victor Ezewuku. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. And then obviously Najee Williams coming in as well. Apparently, Austin Frisbee's going to do well. You have a couple other guys as well. You got the freshman Jacoby Martin, who has a couple of offers, or has an offer from Syracuse. I'm definitely missing on somebody. Du Bois, I feel like that's how you pronounce his name, from Temple. All right, has an offer from Temple. I'm missing out on other people. Devin Berger, definitely going to be a contributor probably on that kick return. So overall, there is just a great offense with the Prep. And then getting it into the defense, you got guys like Haskell, you got Brandon Lockley, you got Messiah, you got Samaj Hill. I mean, there's just a plethora of talent, guys that can be 3- and 4-star recruits, and definitely a possible 5-star, and Jet Harrison on the offensive side of the ball. So overall, I think that it is deserved that the Prep is in the top 10 in the country just based off the talent that they have. Now, with the national schedule, they just got to go out there and prove it. I also would take this with a grain of salt. These rankings were not from the top 4 high school recruiting websites, but it's still a great honor to have the Prep in the top 10.
Okay, thank you, Ryan, for the analysis. Now to Jaron and Olin. I guess we'll start with questions about the Prep and then talk a little bit about what's next for these great grads at 17th and Girard. I guess I'll start off with a question for both of you. That last ride as a squad, obviously we talked to you guys, at least Ryan and I did quite a bunch before that, going into that playoff run. Obviously didn't finish the way you wanted it to, but you got to the Palestra for the first time in a good few years. Can you talk about just what playing at the Palestra was like in that experience that so many kids in this area dream of?
Yeah, it was definitely a unique experience for sure. You know, me and Olin dreamed about playing there ever since we were freshmen, you know, that summer coming in. So although we didn't get the job done, it was just a blessing, to play in front of those 10,000 fans. And yeah, it was an honor because the greats, all the great PCL players, they all played there, so it was just an honor to be there.
Yeah, definitely. Just add on what Jaron said, the Palestra is just things that you dream about as a kid. Like when you decide to sign the dotted line to go to a PCL school, that Palestra is in the back of your mind. Like that's what you thrive for. That's what you work every single day in practice for. That's why you run the extra sprints, get the extra shots up, is to play in an environment like that. So once you finally get to do it, obviously it's an unbelievable blessing just to play in front of the whole city of Philadelphia in an atmosphere like that, 10,000 plus fans or whatever it may be. So just getting there was obviously a great experience. Obviously the situation didn't really turn out the way we wanted, but I can look back in 20, 30 years and say that I got to play in the Palestra. So that's something I'll be telling my kids.
Nick?
Yeah, well, I just want to start with a question for Olin. Olin, how does it feel to be Mr. 6'7"?
That's a
Man,
10-second mute.
No, that can't be a 10-second mute. Come on. There's no shot.
I don't know. I mean, um, I don't know. It's a great honor, I guess, and I'm glad that the joke hasn't died yet. I mean, it's been a pretty long time, and I'm glad my legacy is still living on. I guess so. I'm happy.
Absolutely. Ryan?
How can I top that? Olin, Jared, I'll get to you in a few minutes here, but Olin, specifically to you, I know we talked in the beginning of the year, the first guest on the Committed to the Grind show, and you really pushed the Palestra. And out of anybody in the school, really, I think you wanted to get to the Palestra and really win there the most. So after the loss to Father Judge, how have you been able to accept that loss, and have you moved on? And if not, will you ever really move on from that loss?
I mean, at the end of the day, it is basketball. You sometimes you win some games, sometimes you lose some games, but I think the reason why you get to this level of basketball is not being able to accept defeat and not being able to be okay with some of these losses. Like you're supposed to take losses not lightly. So I don't know. That's a good question. If I'll ever be able to get over it, I don't think so. I think we were the best team in the city this past year and the best team in the state, and that hurts me that we weren't able to play for the PCL championship or the state championship. So that does hurt me. But just being able, I have to think of the bright side. Just being able to experience it and play in front of all those fans, and give the prep and my fellow peers something to cheer about. I keep thinking about the student section. I mean, I guess the game they didn't really have that much to cheer about, right? But getting everybody to get out there in the Palestra and just showing what the prep community to do when we all come together. I think that was an incredible experience that a lot of people in that gym will never forget. Not even just the basketball players. So, yeah.
I guess I'll kind of follow up, and this can go to both of you. Olin, you talked about not getting to play for the state championship. That's obviously something that has come under a lot of scrutiny within the area. That you don't PCL only gets 2 bids at the 6A level into states. Obviously, there was no doubt after the city championship before states started that St. Joe's Prep was at the worst a top 4 team, at the best a number 1 team in the city and in the state. Kind of for both of you, just how do you think that system kind of hurts the city teams? Because it's something that's obviously talked about a lot.
Yeah, obviously does hurt PCL teams, but I feel like if you're one of the best teams in the PCL, like I feel like you gotta prove that, and I feel like although I feel like more teams from the PCL should go to states, I feel like those top 2 teams really proved something, and they cemented their spot in states. So
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
back and forth argue. It's a back and forth argument, but you
yeah,
gotta live with
100%.
it.
Yeah, 100% what Jaron said. I completely agree with that. I mean, like, everyone can talk about how we should have been in there, or there should be 3 or 4 PCL teams, classifications. Like, at the end of the day, those just aren't the rules, right? Like, there's the rules that there's 2 teams from each classification from the PCL, and we knew that going into it. We knew we had to beat Father Judge to make it to states, and we just didn't get it done. So it's not like we were just surprised that we didn't make it. We knew the situation going in beforehand that we had to win the game, and we just didn't win. So um, yeah, we can't blame anybody but ourselves. We didn't win the game. We had to win, and we just didn't win it.
Um, Before I go to Nick, to follow up on that, talking about the PIAA, what do you guys think of the possibility of the PIAA getting a shot clock, possibly in a future year? Do you think it will ever happen? Do you think it should happen?
Um, I think it should happen. I think there needs to be a shot clock, like the long possessions and stuff like that. I feel like that really affects the game. Do I think it would ever happen? I feel like, yeah, I think there's a good chance of it happening. I feel like they'll see like the surrounding states starting to add shot clocks, and I feel like they'll start picking on to it. So I feel like it'll happen.
Nick?
Yeah, well, I guess I'll go to Jaron. I don't know that I can ever follow up my last question. I can't beat that, but I'll try here with this one. I mean, I guess just sort of you were able to grow up, I guess, around basketball. How was that really able to, make an impact into how you play now and how you've been able to make a difference?
It was everything. My dad always just like take me to like the Sixers practices like when I was little, even though I might not remember it, but like just being around the sport really grew my love for the game. So I feel like it really helped me understand because like he let me pick his mind a little. I got a lot of insight from him. So like I feel like that really helped my basketball IQ and really helps me play the way I play today. I really got my game from my dad. So
All right,
Absolutely.
Jaron, are you at home or are you in Dayton? Dayton somewhere?
yeah, I got to come home for the weekend. I go back
Mm,
Sunday night, so just a little quick trip.
I got you. So this it kind of leads into my question a little bit here.
Yeah.
Obviously, you talk. I think when you were on my show, you talked a bit about the schedule of being a St. Joe's Prep basketball player and what that means in general. Now, how does your schedule from St. Joe's Prep compare to the schedule you have now as a college basketball player at Dayton?
Oh wow, it's a lot different. We're probably lifting every day. Well, I mean, we lifted at prep a little bit, but like at Dayton, we're lifting every day. Tough, hard workouts and practices every day. You got to really like prepare your mind and your body before every day, and also like eating a lot more. So it's just a lot that comes with it.
And
Um, so go ahead.
you got to Dayton pretty early.
Yeah.
Were you one of the few recruits that came out early?
Nah, when I got there, mostly pretty much everybody was already up there. Like my roommate, the other freshman, he came up the day before me. So we all got there pretty early.
All right.
I want to go to Olin here before I ask some questions about college. Olin, as I mentioned in the intro, student council vice president. Can you talk about like being a leader on the court as the point guard, being the facilitator, but then off the court as the vice president? Like, can you talk about kind of the doing both, the differences, the similarities, like in your roles as a leader at prep?
I just think that just you have to be a leader. I think everybody's really a leader, and everyone should strive to be a leader, no matter who they are and where they are. Right? Like, kids are going to be leaders, no matter who you are. Right? Like, you're going to be a leader of your family. Like, your father's going to be a leader of his kids, going to be leader of the family, leader of the house. Right? So, I didn't really think about it as being just a leader of the prep, leader of the basketball team. I just simply wanted change, and I wanted my teammate to thrive on the basketball court as a point guard. So I guess that's what made me talk and lead it from that instance. And then as at school, I saw a few things that I wanted to change and I wanted to make better. So I stepped up in that aspect. So um, I think everybody has great leadership qualities, and it's really how you express it. I guess I just expressed it a little bit differently in that aspect. So.
Nick?
Yeah, I'll go back over to Jaron. You said that you were stressed to make your own decisions prior to coming into high school. How has that been able to help you, make the right choices and help you, in the game of basketball?
Yeah, it definitely helped me in the game of basketball because thinking under pressure, just making split decisions. But it also helped me for the future. Coming to Dayton wasn't an easy decision. I knew I'd be away from my family. I knew it'd be hard work, but that's what I signed up for, and that hard decision paid off. So I just feel like just knowing that there's something at the end of the tunnel that I'm working towards would help me make hard decisions.
All right. This being for the both of you, you both have played with each other for the past 4 years, and it's obvious you're going to have some different scenarios going in and different teammates going into your college careers. How difficult is it going to be that you guys won't be able to lean on each other to play and not have that chemistry? You can, even Jordan as well. Do you think that will be difficult in any way?
Owen, you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I guess I'll take this one. I mean, yeah, Jaren's like one of my best friends, he's probably my best friend, right? Like we 4 years together, at each other's houses almost every weekend, hanging out, basketball court, like hanging out all the time. So obviously it's going to be a little different. We're not seeing him in the locker room at his house every single day, so that's obviously going to be a little different. But when Jaren's at Dayton and I'm at like Temple or wherever I'm at, like, we're still FaceTiming, we're still catching up with each other. So from that, I guess friendship aspect, like we'll never stay out of touch. But I guess when it comes to on the court, I mean, Jaren and I created a great bond, point guard, shooting guard, however you want to call it, on the court, and we built that relationship over the 4 years. And I know I don't want to speak for Jaren, but I know Jaren's going to try to do the same with his point guard at Dayton, and I'm going to do this, try to do the same with my shooting guard or my team down at Temple. So it's all about building a relationship and building the connection. So while it's going to be definitely different for the both of us, I don't think that's anything we can't handle and that we kind of trained for and built for while we were at the prep.
Okay, I'm gonna ask actually a two-parter here. Um, I'll ask one and then I'll have a somewhat not really unrelated follow. But I want to get to it. Question. I know this goes for both of you, but Jaron, I saw posted by Coach Clark that you were in the building today at the prep.
Yeah.
Can you talk about, for both of you, can you talk about what you think this next era of prep basketball under Coach Clark is going to be like?
I'm excited because I've been around Coach Clark a lot, being up at Temple. I know the attitude and the motor he brings. I also talked to him a little about how they've been practicing. He said it's intense. So I'm really excited to see what the future of prep basketball is going to look like.
And yeah, just to add on to that, I know Coach Clark is a great guy. I'm hearing stories from the guys at the prep that he's working them really hard, and there's some great practices. And like Jaron, when I would work out with Jaron at Temple, we would go do some great workouts with the Coach Clark. So he's a great guy every single time I met him and been around him. So I'm definitely excited about the future of the prep. I think it's in good hands, and yeah, I think they'll do some damage this year, hopefully.
Okay, and to follow up, Olin, you mentioned your next few moments ago. Do you want to talk about the fact that you were headed to Temple and what went into that decision?
Yeah, I think just Temple was a good opportunity for me. It's pretty local, so I could still be able to be around my family, be around some of the people that I've built relationships with. My end goal is to be a sports agent slash estate planning lawyer. And Temple has one of the best business schools in the world. I major in legal studies and also has a top 50 law program in the country as well. So I think just I'm always thinking about what happens when the basketball stops bouncing, right? It's going to stop bouncing eventually. Everybody knows that. No matter what part of the journey you are, it's going to stop bouncing eventually, right? So I was just really thinking about what's really going to set me up after basketball, and I think Temple was a great atmosphere and a great place. Coach Fisher was describing to me just a great environment, a great culture, and I'm glad he gave me the opportunity to be a part of the team, and just a great situation overall in my mind, in my eyes.
Olin, when did Temple get on your when did Temple get on your radar as a possible school you could go to?
Um, Maybe like a month and a half ago, and yeah, I was super excited about the possibility of just being able to go there, and like I mentioned, I just think it's a great opportunity for me. Just the mixture of basketball and school, and yeah, just being a Philly kid and kind of growing up in Philly, being a part of the Philly Catholic League the last 4 years, and knowing how much Philly basketball means. I had some family members that are big in Philly basketball. My uncle Claude, he was a big Temple guy, so kind of just really thinking about how big Temple basketball was. I think it was a really good opportunity to me when I sat down and talked to my parents about it.
When you were presented with the opportunity, did you like jump at it immediately, or did you have to do some thinking about it first?
I was pretty excited about the opportunity. I mean, I was still between maybe a few other schools, but like when I sat down and like did some research, like I'm a big my parents and I, my dad in particular, we wanted to just make rash decisions, right? Want to sit down and look at the school, and we kind of looked at the facts that I kind of just presented to you guys. Top 50 law program in school, Fox Business School, one of the best business schools in the country, and we were like, wow, this is a great opportunity, and I think it was too good for me to pass down. So. Yeah.
Nick?
Yeah, I mean, shout out Ryan for just skipping right over me there.
No problem.
That last one, but I mean, I'm gonna go back to Jaron. And I know I haven't given Olin as many questions, but I don't have that many
No, it's all
words.
good. I'm Mr.
I could speak
6'7".
I could speak about him all day, right? I mean, anyways, Ryan's a little upset about that comment. Ryan, was that you didn't like that? Anyways, Jaron, I mean, how has the Catholic League competition prepared you for the Division 1 level at Dayton?
It prepared me well, just going up against guys like every night, high Division 1 players every night. So I feel like they brought that energy and I came to match it. So the physicality and stuff like that, I feel like really prepared me for the next level.
Absolutely.
Sorgi, can I ask a question? I'm
I
gonna
don't
do
think
so.
he's here. You
I'm
could
gonna
do
do.
that. Yeah.
I'm gonna do so. Jaron, you in one of the little interviews that you gave for Dayton's Instagram, you said that you're going to be wearing number 8. You obviously wore number 1 last year at St. Joe's Prep. What went into the decision to wear number 8 this season?
Just to honor my dad, he is the one that introduced me to basketball and got me this far, helped me get this far. So I feel like just paying homage to him and all that he's done for me and my brothers, I feel like I just wanted to represent him in the best way I could.
Well, I
Yeah,
actually have a question for Jaron, if I could ask one.
Yeah, go ahead.
I also saw in one of the data interviews that you are also double jointed. Number one, is that true? And number two, could you maybe kind of show us? Because you said that was your secret talent, so I kind of just wanted to see if that was true or not.
Yeah, I'm double jointed, but nah, I'm not gonna do it here.
Okay, getting away from that. Jaron, did they give you first dibs on picking your number at Dayton?
It wasn't first dibs, but there was a lot of numbers I could have went with. So I feel like number 8 was really like calling my name. I feel like.
All right, fair enough. Sorgi, or if you're there,
If Sorgi's not here,
yeah,
I'll
Nick,
go,
we're
and
just gonna move
I
on.
doubt he's here. So, Olin,
Is
you're
that-
going to be
I'm-
playing for,
I'm here.
for
I'm just
Coach
having technical
Fisher.
difficulties.
There's
Ah.
Anthony. Anyways, Olin, you're going to be playing for Coach Fisher, who has a pretty impressive resume, coaching for a handful of teams. How are you feeling to be stepping into this program under Fisher?
I'm feeling extremely excited. I've started practices last week, and I've been in the gym. I just tell he's just a great guy, brings the energy. He's a great culture. The guys are great to be around. So I'm super excited just kind of learn from under him. Being a point guard, you always want to have a great coach, and I think he's a phenomenal coach. So I'm super excited to learn under his tutelage, just pick his brain a little bit, and just excited to give my all and bring the energy every single day.
All right. Owen, I'll turn this ask another question to you here. Obviously, you were the primary guard for St. Joe's Prep for the past couple of seasons, and the team definitely relied on your ability to facilitate on the floor. Who do you think is going to step up in that role for the next couple of seasons at the Prep?
I think there's a lot of great great guards at the prep that are being brought up, and I think with the coaching of Coach Clark, being a point guard, I think probably being one of the best point guards in prep history, I think he's only going to elevate those guards even more. There's Jaron's brother Justin. There's Miles Peterson. Um, there's Jaden Doctor. There's some good guards. I think they transfer. They got Luke. I think there's a lot of good guards and a lot to be excited about if you're a prep fan.
Jan, what about you? You think your brother could contribute in Nolan's role?
Well, I mean, I'm being biased, but like, yeah, I feel like I've been working out with him for a minute now. I feel like he has all the tools that's there. He just like he has to apply it. He has to want it. So I feel like he's gonna step up. I feel like he's gonna step up to the challenge.
Now, before I turn it back over to Nick, one quick question for the both of you. Once again, Olin, you mentioned Luke Moransky in your in your spiel about talking about the guard. So both of you, what do you know about Luke Moransky, and what can the St. Joe's Prep fans, alumni, and all that look forward to when it comes to him?
Yeah, I don't know exactly too much about him, but when I was still at the prep, he came to some open gyms, and I think he looked pretty good, pretty like a good guard, and ready to play right away. I think Jaron and I worked out with him once or twice last summer, and he did well too. So yeah, I haven't been in the gym with the prep that much, and so I can't really see how they're playing. But every time I've been around him, he's made some good plays. He's a great kid too, a great guy. So yeah, I'm excited about him, and I think he'll be able to contribute to the team.
Jaron.
Yeah, same. I'm not really too familiar with him, but I remember working out with him. He seems like he has a high motor. Seems like he has a knowledge of the game. So I feel like prep fans should be excited to have him.
All right. Sorgi is here. It's
I'm-
just his camera
Sorgi is
does
barely
not work.
here. He's printing something. I mean, he's barely here. We should change the
Yeah.
name to Sullivan and Master Pleto and Friends.
Yeah.
I agree.
So the school laptop it has a terrible battery and it's about a
I'm
dime. So I had
we're all gonna contribute and buy you a laptop.
Yeah,
So
I
I had
mean,
to- I had to
we
switch-
need to.
I had to switch
Nick's
to
good for
the personal one, but the camera doesn't work on this one. So
All
I
right.
apologize.
Well, we
for
can
that.
move on.
All right. Anyways,
But to Jaron, obviously you talked about the routine at Dayton so far. Can you just talk about like what's been like thus far?
Yo, Jaron, you got a charger?
Yeah. The routine, wake up, eat, lift weights, work out. It's nothing really out of the ordinary. I would just say like the workload is definitely picking up though. But I'm excited. Nothing's ever gonna be easy. Whatever you want in life, it's never gonna be easy. So I'm ready for the challenge and I'm willing to accept it.
are you guys, sort of in the same area here?
Yeah. What?
Yeah,
What's going on?
my house. He's at my
Nah,
house.
so
I
Jaron-
see.
No,
These are in the same room.
We haven't seen each other. No, we were not in the same room, but we haven't seen each other all summer. So we had to hang out while Jaron's back in town for a few days, and we are like, yo, like, what's better than some team chemistry? Not team chemistry, but our friendship chemistry. Than get on Sorgi and Friends and do an interview together. So that's what we're doing, and we're
There
excited
you
about
go.
it.
There you go. All right. I was
Spectacular.
actually kind of surprised.
Spectacular.
Anyway, Nick, you have
That like shocked me. I lost one of my questions, but here we go. I have two. I'll go to Jaron first. What is your friendship like with Sharif Jackson, and obviously it being sort of a full circle as your dad played with Mark Jackson?
We've been close. I've known him since like the fourth grade, ever since he moved out here from Florida. He's always been a great guy, always someone that I can rely on, someone I can text. He's a real genuine guy. We're pretty close, but we've both been busy with college ball, so we haven't been able to, talk to each other. But I know, like at the end of the day, I could text him about whatever. He can text me about whatever. So I feel like we're still pretty close.
Okay, so Olin can answer my next question with you, Jaron. Please slide him
Yeah.
his charger.
I'm not gonna. I'm all right. Ah, where is it?
And I had one for you, Olin, but it's sort of blanked the mind. So I guess I'll make one up here on the fly, as that's really what I've been doing this entire time. Jaron, just because, and anyways, I'll wait until you retrieve your charger.
Yeah, what's up? All right, I'm back.
All right, is it plugged in yet?
It's in there. Yep.
Okay, all right, we're good.
All right.
How are you gonna build the team chemistry at Temple? Being the point guard, and do you expect to, be a key player?
I'm just going into the gym every single day, ready to compete and ready to bring the energy every single day. I can't really say anything about playing time, or I can tell you something about the chemistry. I'm trying to make some great friends with the guys on the team. They're like a lot of them are much older than me, so I think there's a lot for me to learn from, and I just want to pick their brains and obviously become great friends with them. Basketball is about winning games, but it's also about forming lifelong friendships like I did in high school with Jaron, Jordan, all the other guys on the team, right? So I'm just excited to bring the energy and work every single day. And whatever happens, right? I can only control what I can control.
I actually remembered my other question, so I guess I'll go ahead here. Is that okay with you, Ryan?
Yeah.
Absolutely, thank you. Olin, when did you get into the sort of law and business kind of things?
Maybe like ninth grade, maybe eighth, ninth grade. Um, the things people always ask you, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to do? And like I was always like I don't really know. Like I like talking to people. I like making people feel great. So those are things. Those are my passions. Those are things that I love to do. But obviously, besides basketball, I'm like, what profession can I make people happy? And what profession can I help people achieve the things they want to get done? And I think law and being a sports agent are two perfect professions that come out of that. So yeah, I guess I just really got into that maybe ninth grade, eighth grade, and I kind of really stuck with it ever since. And yeah, I'm super excited to pursue that.
Absolutely.
I'll end my questions here on a deep one for both of you. Obviously, you guys contributed a lot to St. Joe's Prep, but overall, what do you guys think your legacy is at the Prep?
I feel like our legacy is like that team that really turned the cornerstone. Before we got there, they weren't the greatest. But I feel like after us, I feel like we built a great foundation for them to be successful for years to come. So I feel like we really like laid the foundation and laid the pay work for the St. Joe's Prep teams to come for the future.
And I think that everything what Jaron said is 100% correct. But I think Jaron can attest to this too. I think we just don't want to be known as the basketball players that came to the Prep. Kind of know for our character and like how we affected kind of change at the Prep as well. I mean, um, just the teachers and stuff around us is talking to some of the teachers. I think they really love the class of 2025, and just I think I'm just gonna miss being around the hallways with the guys and everybody interacting with the whole school, not just the class 2025, and putting smiles on people's faces, having conversations with people, and just having fun and making the school St. Joe's Prep just being the great school that it is.
I hope to see you guys back when the Prep hopefully go far this year in the PCL playoffs. Sorgi, will hand it back to you.
Sorgi here. I mean, Sorgi. I think Sorgi needs some filler
All right.
time.
I'm pulling out the glasses again.
He's out of questions. He hasn't asked anything.
I have a question for you.
All right, go ahead.
There we go. Here we are.
For both of you. I was letting you guys talk.
Thank you.
I want to ask both of you about, obviously, in high school, you have your non-con games, you play TEP, you play like some out-of-state teams. But now, you guys have both of your squads obviously are going to be playing around the country. Jaron in the A10, Olin in the American. Either in conference or at a conference. Is there a particular place that you're excited to go visit or a team you're excited to play?
I would say the team I'm probably most excited to play is VCU. I know they have a great fan base, and I know they're usually a tournament team as well. So I feel like they're gonna bring that energy, and I'm excited to play against that and see what they're about.
I don't really have a specific team that I'm excited to play. Um, I'm just excited to be on the road with the guys, experience that camaraderie, just win as many games as possible. I mean, try my best to bring the energy and to compete every day in practice, and do whatever it takes to get Temple back to the story program that it once was, and that it will continue to will be, and that it will be very very soon. That's something that Coach Fisher preaches a lot, and I'm excited for the outcomes that will happen very very soon to get back to the NCAA tournament, hopefully.
All right.
I have one
Sorginator.
more.
Nick,
I just want to ask about the prep fans and that fan base. Was there any games that you were like, man, these guys are crazy? Like I just
Say that one more
Yeah,
time. You broke up.
I,
Sorry.
I
Oh, my fault. All right.
what happened? Sorry.
Nick, repeat the
I didn't hear the
question.
last part of
Repeat
your
the
question.
question. My apologies. Uh, what was the fan base like at the prep?
I
And
have
was there any games that you guys were like, these guys are crazy?
yeah, I have two specific memories. One comes from this past year. Against the Sal, senior night. It was loud in there, crazy. And then another moment was, even though we lost the game, was the playoff game against Ryan. I remember I hit like a shot like with like a minute left, and I remember like literally like the gym shaking. I couldn't hear anything. I remember just everybody yelling. It was just a crazy crazy experience.
The game against Wood this past season was good as well.
Yeah, it
Yep.
was. Yeah.
I liked the Newman Goretti my junior year. It was an away game, so we kind of brought a lot of people out there. I'm excited that Prep traveled really well. That was a great game. But I just want to say something. Me and a lot of the guys that were in those student sections, they always used to make fun and joke with us. They're like, "Dang, I feel like every single time we come to the student section, you guys always lose, and the times that we don't come, you guys always win." But yeah, it was fun. It was funny, but it was funny, but I really like the Newman Goretti game. I like the Archbishop Wood game, the Ryan game that Jaron said. The Fletcher game, even though we lost, that the student section was electric. You can hear them all around the gym, so I really like that too.
my final question here will go to Jaron. Obviously, Olin is staying here in Philadelphia. But Jaron, you get to return twice in conference play to Philly against LaSalle and St. Joe's. How do you feel about coming home for a couple games?
It's always a great feeling to be home. Um, I missed it a lot first couple weeks, being away from family and friends for like an extended period of time, something I got to get used to, but I feel like I'm starting to settle in now. I like it out there. It's nice, it's calm, relaxing. It's totally different from Philly. There's like no traffic out there, very quiet. So it's starting to feel like home now, but it's nothing better than coming to your actual home. Nothing ever beats that feeling.
And I guess I'll actually follow up with one for Olin. Olin, you talked about playing in the PCL earlier, um, but now, okay, well, our background just went out because
Anthony,
I
what
guess
are we
this
doing?
the first laptop died. But this is my last question anyway. So, Olin, you go from the PCL to now you play in another historic, um, kind of. It's not a league, but a group, I guess, in the Big Five. Um, are you like how do you feel about getting to play in I'd say like the biggest kind of metro area city kind of tournament in the nation?
Super excited about that. I mean, I know what goes into it. I know the legacy. I know those who became before me. So I'm just as really excited to be a part of it and have my name be involved in it in any way that's possible. So I'm more excited to win some games this year and hopefully win the Big Five.
Any questions from Nick or Ryan?
I do not. I do not.
Okay, well, I guess I'll go around the horn for anyone who wants to just give any final comments. Nick, I'll start with you.
Final comments? Well, thank you guys for joining us. I know my first question was, Ryan wanted a 10-second mute there.
I did.
But, we try to be funny. I don't always succeed.
Wait, what was your first question again? I forgot it.
You
Mr.
being
6'7".
Mr. 6'7".
Oh, Mr. 6'7". How can I be?
You can find me at Nick Mash Media and me and Ryan pound for pound rankings after every major UFC event. And yeah, that's it.
Yes, I am very excited for. Oh, okay. Sorgi just got rid of him. Yeah, I actually am
I
very
didn't
excited.
I didn't touch him. He left.
Damn. I actually am very excited for those pound for pound rankings to come out. I would drop them right now, but I feel like I got to go quickly here. But nonetheless, once again, thank you guys for coming on the show. We do appreciate it. And yeah, the prep looking up. Obviously, the football rankings. From I guess you could say a somewhat major website when it comes to high school.
What are they
Doing
ranked?
well there. St. Joe. What is it?
What are they ranked?
They put them at 7.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, doing well there. Basketball looking good. And as I mentioned, lacrosse played in a tournament, 6-7-0, whatever. 7-0.
Wow, Ryan.
That wasn't even
Wow, Ryan.
that wasn't even intentional. But yeah, all right. Now I'm done. I'm done.
Okay, Ryan, thank you. Jaron?
It's always an honor to be here. Thank you for having us, and I really like what you guys are doing. The interviews and stuff like that, especially in the, you go to prep. I feel like what you guys are doing is really like a huge step forward for not only you guys but like the future of broadcasting at St. Joe's Prep. So I think it's really like inspiring what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate that. And Olin?
I 100% agree. I love that you guys are doing this, taking initiative early, as young as you guys are, and I think I speak for Jaron too. If you guys ever need any help with anything, never hesitate to reach out to us. We're your biggest fans, biggest advocates. So I love that you guys have us on the show, and I'm really excited for you guys to see what you guys keep on doing. So thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, thank you for joining. This has been a wonderful episode here on Sorgi and Friends. Everyone, Jaron McKie and Olin Chamberlain.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course.